This next match will decide who moves on to top 8 and whose tournament life comes to an end. It's going to be Firebat with Patron facing off against DacianWolf and his aggro shaman.
Yep, and I mean, Tunnel Trog and Feral Spirit, gotta be some good cards to be looking down at. Gonna throw away the Feral Spirit, looking for more aggressive options like Totem Golem on 2.
Yep. Of course, that Tunnel Trog is going to meet its demise. Firebat's got a great opening hand to start tackling this matchup. We'll get to the game board as quickly as we can here. Fiery War Axe, double copies of Slam, and Armorsmith the opening hand.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic start for Firebat. I mean, you could not ask for much more.
Everything he really needs to dismantle an early aggressive start. It's going to be interesting to see how Dacian really goes about it. I mean, he's going to be on a burn plan, is how I see this game panning out.
Yeah, I mean, with the Doomhammer already and back-to-back answers to his threats, I mean, he's maybe even considering just a totem here, but
yeah, I consider the totem. Could lead you down Argent Horse Rider, then maybe next turn you go Totem, Flame Juggler, then Doomhammer.
Yeah.
So hoping he picks up some action for turn 4, I guess, because he's just going to feed this Flame Juggler to the axe.
Very common play, though, is to do that. You do need to get it out of the way. And Argent Horse Rider joining the party here. Curious to see how he's going to use this shield. You know, I imagine he's just, because he's on that burn plane, it looks like he's just going to go face. This is going to mean Slam for Firebat.
Yeah.
I mean, turns really couldn't be looking much better for him.
Finley not too great for Firebat. I think he's going to want to hold on to armor up for the most part. Maybe.
Well, now he's on the Patron.
Oh. Yeah, guess he's going for an early aggressive plan. Could still pick up Lesser Heal as well and do essentially the same thing, and there it is.
There it is. And honestly, Lesser Heal on the Armorsmith is horrifying.
If anything, it's better.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 3 out of 8 that he got it, but does end up paying off, and he gets to develop the 1-3. Firebat's a guy that's willing to take those risks. He sees it as the opportunity cost is worth it. The 1-3 is going to save him health in the long run, and chances are he can get a good hero power.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see how he tackles this turn. I mean, it's looking like Slam and hero power to me. That Battle Rage is going to change things for sure.
Yeah. Maybe a Battle Rage, or Whirlwind, then Battle Rage, of course.
Yeah.
Could be setting up patrons as early as next turn.
Ravaging Ghoul joins the hand as well.
Inner Rages.
This is going to be so hard.
And you can set it up so that you make a 7-1 and 2 3-3s rather than 2 5-2s that would just die to Doomhammer. And I mean, he's got Lesser Heal, so the patrons, not only are they going to be hard to remove, but they represent a lot of damage swinging in.
And that's the more important part, is just the amount of damage they represent. Even Blood to Ichor joins the hand. I mean, if this does not get checked this turn, Firebat is going to win this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for that 7-1, of course. Doesn't want to just let 2 5-2s die to the Doomhammer.
I mean, this is like Rockbiter or bust.
And it's looking like bust. Where do you go from here?
Well, I mean, maybe take 7 damage.
You have to take the 7.
Yeah,
you can't let him heal that.
You also can't let it just hit you. It's 7 damage. You got to stop that. If you don't hit it this turn, you're going to have to hit it next turn.
You got a totem. You just can't get the 1-1.
Dacian might have other plans in mind.
Oh, he's not even close to the burn plan.
I mean, these are 2 basically dead cards in hand right now.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at what Firebat has in hand, I gotta feel like this game is over, barring like an elemental destruction off the top.
Yeah, I mean, that might be a reasonable option for some of these shaman builds, but we haven't seen it from Dacian yet. We haven't seen it from any shamans today, for that matter.
Seen a couple lightning storms, so maybe with some high rolls.
He's got to be a high roller.
No, you just gotta get lucky. You just gotta get lucky.
So at this point, I'm guessing that Dacian is just trying to absorb damage, but the fact that the patrons multiply means the damage isn't really absorbed that much.
Yeah, it's honestly not that bad, because Firebat was going to multiply these patrons anyway, and now at least he has to trade 1 in.
Yeah, it's going to be Slam into what looks like Rampaging Ghoul. Yeah, just put 15 power on board and start attacking your opponent. Looks like a good deal to me.
Yeah, gonna go with that Blood to Ichor as well, maybe.
Not seeing too much of a reason to go for it. He is going to anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Just wants to have as much damage as possible
It's
on
board
board.
clear or bust.
Looks like we're experiencing a little bit of latency here. The client issue. We'll get this fixed as soon as we possibly can, but you know, when you're at the mercy of technology, some interesting things happen.
What now?
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking like there's a disconnect here. You can see a little bit of confusion on Dacian's face.
Yeah, hopefully this is just on our spectator side, but
Yeah. Looks like it is. So we'll get this issue cleared up as quickly as we can. I mean, that game was all Firebat.
oh yeah.
And there's no hope in sight for Dacian. I mean, that would be a travesty to see.
I mean, maybe he had Tyrion in his deck.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he could have drawn Tyrion.
Sometimes you know that your teammate doesn't have Tyrion in the deck, though, so that's just made up.
He could have had Tyrion, though.
Yeah, but not if you know that he can't because you know the list. So it doesn't really work that way. Yeah, it's just going to be lights out for Dacian. All Firebat in game number 1. And that's the kind of turns the patron can have. You know, if you're able to propagate those patrons early on, it's tough for your opponent to win the game.
Patron has been propagating some wins today.
Yes.
I'll tell you that.
He just had a fantastic win rate so far. Brian the Rat Quartet is wrong. That deck is looking very clean.
Super clean.
Yep.
Like, wow.
Like Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's. You think that guy's not clean? Look at his head. It's shining.
Those patrons soaped up.
Yep. Rolling into game number 2 right now. We'll find out what they've decided to go to battle with. It's Rogue and Mage left for Firebat. Down a game though. I mean, we've seen a lot of series turn around on this, and Shaman, one of those matchups that can take Rogue down if you get those early aggressive starts. But Rogue has a lot of tools that can provide that early disruption necessary as well.
Yeah. We've kind of seen this matchup go both ways today. It's a very race-heavy matchup with the departure of Anti-Keelbot, the departure of Sludge Belcher. You really don't stand a chance at stopping the Shaman damage, so it's more about matching it.
Yep. Blood Mage, a pretty welcome pickup, I'd say. And Morgan Infiltrator's definitely a welcome pickup.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to see if Dacian decides to hold on to that coin for maybe a turn 4 Doomhammer. One of those cards that Rogue really doesn't have much going for them against.
Firebat's going to choose to dagger up. Will save the Blood Mage for a rainy day. Also knows that Flame Juggler's in here. Doesn't want to open up that possibility. And that's going to open it up for Dacian. Just Flame Juggler. Get underway.
Here we go.
Now this is kind of an interesting spot where, well, maybe not as interesting now. The SI7 agent kind of
No, this is a hard play. What are you talking about?
kind of dictates the turns here with the Rogue and
I didn't spot
SI7
that.
agent.
How'd you see that so fast?
I'm just Chalky, I'm a Rogue player at heart. A lot of practice with this deck.
I
Very
see.
skilled Rogue player.
I see.
Yep. So Finley's going to be the drop here. Looking
Smart,
for Smart Shot,
smart.
I imagine. Druid Hero Power wouldn't be too bad either.
Yep.
Effective 2 damage a turn with
Definitely
that
going to go with the Druid. Kind of back and forth on whether I like taking it as soon as possible or acting like you have a decision. If you act like you have a decision, then it makes it more likely you have Doomhammer. And Firebat's going to protect his minions, which doesn't seem too bad.
I kind of like it here.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
Keeps the board threat high. He does have 2 copies of Sap in hand, so the minions will be pulling a lot of weight.
Yeah,
He's
and
able to disrupt.
now I really wonder if Dacian is going to go for this immediate value on the abuses, because these cards can be pretty dead in the coming turns.
Yeah. And by pretty dead, you mean really dead.
Like, unless he rips Argent Horse Rider, they're dead forever. So he recognizes that immediately and decides, okay, yeah, Coin Doomhammer is sick, but I need to get these to deal 2 damage while they can, and I'll worry about Doomhammer next turn. And hopefully Firebat doesn't have a fan, and he has to trade into these 2 ones. Unfortunately, there is a fan there.
Yeah, it's Blood Mage fan as well. Is it going to go with the Blood Mage first off, it looks like?
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and save that 1 health. That'll, of course, lose him 3 damage and not develop the Blood Mage. Chooses to dagger up instead.
There's a possibility he was going to just attack into it anyway and preserve the health total.
So decides to check out his draw first before going in for it.
Doesn't want Twitch chat being mad at him.
Yeah, of course not.
Yep.
Could see a coin out on this Worgen Infiltrator. I mean, Doomhammer's coming out.
Oh, if Doomhammer doesn't hit the board this turn,
You actually,
I'm just leaving.
I'd be down. There's actually a lot of consideration here towards hitting the SI agent. You really have to do a lot of math, and it's theoretical math. It's not like laid out in front of you. You have to think about all the cards in your deck, how they line up, how your damage lines up, and if your opponent hitting you for 3 a turn is going to be relevant.
Well, Dacian's done my favorite kind of math, which is let's go ahead and hit him in the face and reevaluate.
Yeah, well, this is the math. Well, I know I'm doing this. And I know I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But am I doing this?
I think you go for face at this point. I mean, Firebat's already played an Earth Ring Farseer. You're at 28. You have 6 damage coming a turn next turn.
I think the fact that he played that Earthen on his minion almost makes you think he has another one.
All the more reason you got to get going.
Sort of. But is 18 that different from 16?
Not really.
I agree.
We'll cut into the damage a bit here.
Yeah, I think this is smart from Dacian to kill that. Firebat's just going to put out the threat. Say, please use a burn spell on this. Please.
Please hit this with your face.
Twice. Do it.
We've seen it happen before.
Well,
Eternal Sentinel's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as good as Lava Shock would be. We've heard, you know,
Ironically.
we've heard some players talking about which one they like better. And so if you go all face here, it's going to take him down to 8, and he's representing 9 the next turn. I think you just do it.
I'm not playing defensively here. I mean, his one turn that he played defensively, I think, was the smart choice.
It was fine.
But now at this point, we're looking at,
because
he doesn't even need to draw a point of damage to kill Firebat.
Think about if he didn't play defensively last turn. Firebat would be representing 11. 11 looks a lot scarier than 8.
Yeah. I mean, 8
that is cut. That means you need 1 less burn spell to win.
Yeah.
And so this is it. Dacian's going to put Firebat in a position where it's kill me, Earthen Ring, or you lose.
Yeah. Kill or be killed at this point.
Firebat's got some draws, though.
Some is an understatement.
And I think this is headed face.
He knows exactly where it's going.
He's got to get the kill here. I'd probably go with the Abyss Face.
Oh, deadly Poison.
Yeah, I like Deadly. It's the cheapest card here, just in case you draw preps.
Sousy Deckhand.
How much is that? It's not enough yet, but it's getting really close.
SI7 agents no help.
Uh-oh. That means he's out of draws.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got 1 more with the Blood Mage.
Yeah. He's got to trade.
It's 2 damage.
He needs 3.
3 damage, yeah.
Because he has to trade, but everything that does 2 deals 3, I'm pretty sure, except Deadly.
Conceal.
So he can conceal for prep. He's going to need to pull off the miracle.
I mean, this is actually the miracle he'll need. Firebat digging for preparation to draw into the right ones, too.
Dacian kind of shakes his head, thinking, yep, looks like I've got him. Yep. And that is the case. Firebat does not pull off the miracle.
That's going to do it. Dacian locking up game number 2. Very close to Firebat closing.
I just want to mention, that SI agent would have killed him.
Yeah, it definitely would have.
Literally.
Yeah, that would have been game over.
Exactly the 3 damage.
If Dacian did not trade to that SI7 agent, very well done from him as he locks up his first game and gets on board. And we're tied at 1 apiece now.
Yep, moving on into now basically a best of 3. Both players still having Rogue yet to find a win. And Freeze Mage for Firebat, Zoo for Dacian. You kind of have to favor the Freeze Mage in this spot, but we've said that before. Kind of been proven wrong.
Yeah, I mean, at times. And we did see Frozen take out Zoo in his last matchup. I'm sorry, a Rogue in his last matchup. Just killed everything. And Zoo is kind of a similar style. If you could just keep the board under control and kind of kill everything, it's really easy to take care of. Before we get into game number 3, take a look at the bracket and how it's shaping up as we head into the round of 8. This last match will decide what's happening. And there you see it, lower bracket, Dwayne versus the Rat. Those two's moving on. Innate, Firebat, Wolf. One of those guys is moving on. And in the top half, Prelude, Dark Gamut, Neobility, and Talion.
And that is DacianWolf, who we're watching right now.
Yes.
So that is the match we're watching. Fibonacci managed to sneak his way in. We saw him fall earlier, but he's clawed back. So we've got a pretty stacked top 8 ready for tomorrow.
Indeed we do.
And one of these two is going to join that.
Such a close series I anticipate this to be. It's going to be Freeze Mage for Firebat. The Rogue for DacianWolf. We saw how this one worked out earlier, but maybe Dacian could put together a better assault.
Now, an early Edwin Van Cleef. No coin, though. That really cuts into your potential.
Yeah. It's looking like, yeah, I mean, it'd be hard-pressed to not play a 6-6 Van Cleef on turn 3 here.
Yeah. You got to be looking for ways to win the game, especially if you can get it right above Fireball's range at 8-8. That is where you're really going to find a way to win.
I'm thinking Dagger into Prep, Deadly Poison into Villager, and that's your assault.
You know, I don't mind that. If he picks up a spell, he might opt to change a little bit.
Yep.
And wait for Deadly, Prep, Spell, Van Cleef. There's a spell.
Yeah, Blood Mage.
He's got options. Wonder if he's going to attack. Certainly telegraph the Deadly this way, but doesn't matter much. Who knows? Yeah, it doesn't matter much here. Firebat says, show me the Deadly.
You know, even in the face of this, if that Acolyte didn't come down, 2 Pillagers still might have just been better on turn 4. Trying to make an even bigger Van Cleef.
Yeah.
Outside of that, does Gadget and Auctioneer change the way this game pans out?
Oh, man. I mean, we've seen Auctioneer really not be able to get the job done against Freeze. I think it's kind of like you said, it's about this early press.
Deadly Poison for the Acolyte. You can trade in the Blood Mage. See if you want to prep something different, but you can also prep the Eviscerate first, get the extra point of damage.
Oh man, he's gonna use a lot of resources if he goes for this, but I like it.
I do too. I mean, it's not really using a lot of resources, it's like investing the resources.
Yeah, you've got the Tomb Pillager giving you a coin back eventually, and I think you hit the nail on the head. This is using these resources for damage, and you're getting an extra 4/4 body out of it, which is extremely relevant. What could you really get off Auctioneer that gets you this amount of damage?
I don't know. This is looking really scary if you're Firebat. Dacian 8-8 on board, 3-1 Dagger behind. He's going to be rolling into Tomb Pillager. That's an answer to it, though.
Wow.
I mean, maybe even Ice Lance and Doomsday are here to preserve the coin.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what it is.
Is that dangerous at all? I don't think it is.
Sap. Spell.
Dacian needs to draw some damage here.
That's not it. And just a dejected look immediately.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this was the right play. If
Yeah.
Firebat didn't have this Doomsayer right here, this guy's going to start clocking him for 8. And that's how we've seen the Freeze Mages crumble so far, is just under that immense pressure.
Oh, God. And I mean, a coin Thorison is going to follow this.
I mean, do you ever exchange 2 Pillager for a coin here? So that way you can get the gadgets in rolling. I mean, maybe you do not when you do it this way. This is going to be Dagger up instead, but Coin Thorison is going to be a beating right here.
Wow. The 8-8 hits the dust.
Feels bad, man.
Feels real bad, man.
Yeah, by the power of Ragnaros, which one, Emperor? Which one? Take your pick. I'm Team Light Lord.
I don't know.
Dark Iron Skulker and Backstab is a non-bow.
You can backstab the Skulker.
Perfect. That's always where I'm thinking. Bait
Yeah.
him into that hero power on your 4-1.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's gonna get 2 activations.
I mean, there's no way to kill it. He's
We
no other
haven't-
option.
We haven't seen this happen. Just gonna throw out a well played.
I mean, what can you do?
All right.
You like my invention.
I'm gonna call it. He's donezo.
To say the least, this game is donezo. I mean, Emperor's connecting for 5.
Glad you agree.
And getting a second activation. And that Tomb Pillager's not attacking this turn. And Alex Straza will be available on turn 7. I mean, this is going to take a
Here we
miracle.
go.
I got the best deals and
I think he needs to just cycle into Exodia here. Like, that's probably his best odds.
I've got it! Which for most Druid players was just Force Nature Savage Roar.
Yeah, of course. And that's it. That is not.
Yeah, that's not Exodia. That is
No.
Azure Drake and SI7 agent instead.
Job's done.
Unlucky.
This is a third Emperor activation. A third Emperor activation.
Make it stop.
You don't win when that happens, unless your opponent just has no cards in hand. And even then, you take
Firebat.
15.
He's already dead. Oh my god.
That's the ice block. Oh my. Man, he's just going for the kill. Next turn. Finally, the Emperor might die. I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, there's just no way. Dacian just. I mean, what?
It's rough.
It's really rough too, because I love his play with the Edwin Van Cleef. I mean, that's what he needed to do to try to win this game.
Yeah.
Firebat hit Jin on the very next draw with Doomsayer, showing why it is being considered one of the best 2-drops in Standard right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we're even gonna have a ref come over just to tell him that was unlucky. He's like, yeah, I know.
Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for rubbing it in. Well, on the back foot now, needs 2 back-to-back games, or his tournament life is coming to an end in this one. And with Firebat just Mage left.
No, just
I'm sorry,
Rogue
with just
left,
Rogue
yeah.
left. Apologies. This is, I mean, this is right up his alley too. He has a ton of Rogue games played.
Yeah, it's not quite the hand he needs. I mean, Faceless, kind of useless, but I mean, no coin. But he's got the prep.
Does not have a secret up at the moment. We'll get that. There we go. It's going to be dagger and pass for Firebat. Meanwhile, Dacian looking like it's going to be the same, but he's got Auctioneer and coin. Firebat's got Auctioneer and prep.
When do we get a same emote?
Hopefully soon. Make it happen, Blizzard.
Yeah, take away something people hate. You know, the new WoW emote, that's great.
Like oops. I don't like oops. I never use oops.
Oops is pretty low tier.
It's mostly just people telling me I made a mistake. I'm like, no, I just didn't
I mean,
have another
we'll
option.
We'll see
man.
it once in a while, and people just make like they miss the
Yeah,
damage,
sure.
and they're like, "Oops."
Yeah, that doesn't really.
Yeah,
to me, that's not doing
I
it for
hate
me.
it.
Yep, same. See?
See? Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
This emote is
Like, think
so
about how great it
usable.
would be if someone goes Deadly Poison Pass, and the guy's like, same, Deadly Poison Pass. It'd be great. Edwin Van Cleef. Well, sometimes it gets sapped.
Like here, you could say same. They make a 6-6, you make a 6-6.
Oh my God, Blizzard, please! And Firebat once again has trumped Dacian's play. And Dacian shakes his head in disbelief. He's like, are you kidding?
Can you beat this guy?
Hang on.
And now you say same. Come on.
Can also use Blood Mage and Backstab to take care of this though. I mean, that's a lot of damage to take. But do you want your opponent to have Edwin Van Cleef in hand? They did just use Prep and Sap, so I'm thinking it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Blood Mage also offers the cycle potential. You know, you're looking at Sap and Edwin Van Cleef the following turn, but
That might end up being the play here.
will elect to take some damage here. I don't blame him for this. Floats a bit of mana, but
Yeah.
it seems like it was pretty much going to be the case regardless.
Sapping Edwin is a slippery slope.
Yes.
It keeps coming back down.
Cyril joins the hand, and Azure Drake hits the table. Shadow Strike's a great answer to a lot of these road minions. Ooh, more
Yeah.
Dacian.
I mean, we do know this is the Malagos rogue, so
Yeah.
some different card choices in this one than Firebat's, and I'd say Emperor is probably beating out Faceless for the time being.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that sentiment.
But there's not really great reductions.
Cyril and Eviscerate's looking mighty good here.
So many wonderful.
Yep. What did he get?
It's going to be the Stealth, which is actually not that bad with the
That's
Auctioneer.
insane.
That's pretty darn good.
I was just thinking he needed a way to enable Auctioneer.
And now he has it. Sinister Strike.
Well,
I mean, this is Emperor Thorson, I think. I don't think you have another play, but you're staring down 8 damage on board. You could just die. And I mean, was taking the 6 from Van Cleef, was that too much?
he did float the mana, decide not to use Sap, and I mean, what? Sitting on Sap now.
I mean, Backstab would look pretty good here.
Oh yeah.
don't see how Emperor doesn't hit the board. You've got to do something. I mean, maybe Earth and Ring SI7 agent, but
Yeah.
you need to be able to cast a bunch of stuff next turn, or you are not going to win.
Choose soon.
Yeah, and I mean, the one nice thing about Firebat's deck compared to the Malagos Rogue, maybe going for a big Van Cleave.
So Sinister Strike will be SI7 agent and Sap, or
Sap.
either Sap and Van Cleave.
Yeah.
Yep, Sap and Van Cleave it is, which means that dagger is pointed at that Zeril.
Yeah, the nice thing about Firebat's deck is pieces like that Cold Blood are going to convert to damage a lot easier than some of Dacian's pieces.
Second stealth. I think I'd like to see damage there a little bit more.
Yeah. But what really answers stealth?
Hey, you just faceless Sap if you wanted to. Same.
Looks like he's going to go for the Auctioneer.
Yeah, Auctioneer is going to threaten lethal the following turn.
Threaten lethal.
I mean, it is threatening lethal next turn. It is stealthed, and that's bad news for Dacian. I don't think he has an out to this.
I mean,
Go to 19.
it's certainly scary. Yeah, I mean, he's doesn't have anything right now. Could be Tomb Pillager heal up.
I mean, if you're telling me that Gatsby Auctioneer isn't at least threatening lethal, you're just wrong. Couple Cold Bloods, couple Eviscerates, done.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Looking like Pillager and Earthen Ring.
Yeah. Just need to go wide on this board. There's no Blade Flurries anymore, so, I mean, that we know of.
I haven't seen a Blade Flurry from it, but some players talk about it. He's going to lead with Sap here. And here come the card draws. Oh, jeez.
I mean,
That's 13 points of damage right
that's
now.
happening.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's not so exciting. Just an extra card
Gives an
draw.
extra draw.
I think a Prep Shadow Strike might be a little bit better here. Oh, wow. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Would need 3 more damage. And I mean, that'll send you second guessing when you pick up that Salcy deckhand. Yeah, I think Shadow Strike's still just a little bit better here. Because if he prevents himself from dying, oh my gosh, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Is that
16,
it?
17,
No.
18 damage. Is that 1 damage off lethal?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I'm just going to Shadow Strike again. And re-stealth the Auctioneer. I mean, if Dacian can find a way to win this game, my hat's off to him, but I don't think it's there, Chalky.
Yep.
Just knock him to 6, why not?
Honestly, a couple of unfortunate Van Cleef games.
Yeah, I mean, I like to play with his Van Cleef, but Firebat, such tight play and good build.